Hello and welcome. Today, I'm gonna actually try and be better at being beginner friendly and explaining more of the thought process behind what I'm doing. Again, it's just so that anybody who's interested in terraforming Mars solo runs has a better idea of what's going on. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Again, just to reiterate, in solo, instead of playing to compete with your other opponents and stuff like you do in the normal board game, you have 12 generations to get all of the terraforming done. Oh, for some reason 63 Terra is off. So instead of only doing 3 global parameters, all 3 of them have to go up, we aim for 63. We still consider doing all the global parameters a win, like a soft win, but 63 is the prestigious. It's usually all of the parameters and then some. And we play with the expansions in. So let's jump in. As always, we're going to be given 2 companies. We're not locked into either. We just go, okay, this one benefits from placing on the board. If we place on the board, we'll get steel income as long as we get these resources from that board placement. Whereas Tharsis, you get to place a city early on, which can be helpful. And every time you place cities, you get more money and income and stuff. So, good stuff. Board placements here, they're not cities, but they are board placements. So that, for instance, could help us with Mining Guild, get a bunch of metals production for free on top of that stuff. And then something like Underground City is a city, but it's a placement and it's a building tag. You got to remember, Mining Guild really benefits from cards that actually use steel, because you start with steel and you end up with a lot of steel production. Mining rights in particular is super powerful because it's a placement, a production, and then some. Ecological zone is okay, but we'll go ahead and move on from there. Earth Office is a very powerful card for anybody who thinks that they're going to get Earth tags down the line. And we could grab more, just because this gives us 3 TR, which is hard to get in 63 TR. I think that we do look into Magnetic Shield Generator. So 5 cards. And if I go back to the top and review, I do want Mining Guild. I do want to maximize placements. And I do... So literally these I'm only grabbing because of the ocean gives me the placement, but the energy is also helpful and the heat production is also fine. Getting more resources up front or getting more production is also good, but by getting these, I'll get these productions and then more productions because of Mining Guild. Whereas Underground City, it uses metals, which is something I plan on having a lot of, and it'll use energy. We already have 2 of them from the card earlier, but photosynthesis can give us more. Mining rights, like I said, already very powerful. Mining or Earth Office gives us discounts, and Magnetic Field. This card here is fine for turning energy into money, but I'd rather have the energy just naturally transfer into heat. I'm not interested in 1-point animals. Dust Seals, you have to pay $3 for every card you buy in this game, so $3 and then 2 to play it just to get a 1 point. I feel like really slows down your engine in this game. And then this synergizes with plants and animal stuff, which we're just not doing. And Hired Raiders, you spend all the money to basically break even. It's fine. You know what? Here, just for the sake of it, we'll do it. So we're going to Aquifer Turbines. As long as I grab metals from my placement on the board, I get additional steel production. Polar Industries, again, we'll take the metals up here. So now we have lots of metal. Good stuff. I will do Hired Raiders for fun, just to get the 2 steel. So 2 steel has a value of $4. I spent $3 on the card and a little bit of money to play it, so whatever. I think the Underground City does make sense to play. And we're actually going to go and put it down here because every city gets a point when it's adjacent to like greenery, a point for every greenery that's adjacent. And it was a steel placement, so I get extra steel production. We're already up to 6 income on steel. So when we play mining rights, if we play it on titanium, we get a titanium income. I'm going to place it over here for this titanium because I'll get a $2 adjacency. Whenever you place a tile, you get $2 back because of the ocean beside it. So now we have 7 steel income, 1 titanium income. Not very much TR and no energy because I spent it to build that city, but we we have ways of getting more TR, getting more energy and stuff. I think we'll be fine. We have so much metal that we really this run's gonna live or die on building tags, which we got some, right? Building tag, we got one, and then we got this is a very powerful science card, 4 energy and discounts on space, and this is a cheap science card which will allow us to get to that card more quickly. We also have artificial photosynthesis, so now that's 2 science tags in hand. We need 2 more before we'll be able to play quantum. Also, Great Dam seems fine because it's energy and stuff, but we need 4 oceans. We have 2, but that is not enough. Just for the sake of it, we will put this down, and I am going to take the energy. In general, you always take 2 energy over 1 plant income with that card, and that's all of our money for cards that we can play. Because plant income is very powerful and stuff, I just feel like when you get locked on energy, you're really screwed. And I have a card in hand that if I had... if I had 4 energy to spare, I could make 2 plant income out of it, which is like I'm transitioning back. I chose 2 energy income instead of a plant just a second ago. But this way, when I transition back, I can get 3 TR for it. So, just interesting. Molehole area will really help us heat the planet for heat income per turn, and Lagrange will give us a science tag, which we're looking for. We're going to play the molehole area first. There's no more metals to gain from board placement with the with this tile because it has to go in an ocean spot. So we'll just grab the cards and get options. It's a lot of heat. All right, so Deep Well Heating is a fantastic card for us as well. Strip Mine is very potent as well. This will be what we use most of our steel on next generation, no doubt. So Deep Well Heating gives us heat bump and more energy. Again, the biggest thing is that it has a building tag on it, so we get productions. Strip Mine is super good because it's going to give us more metal production, more titanium production, because honestly, steel we're not going to need much more of. We already have so much coming in. But then the 2 oxygen TR is going to be quite helpful as well. This has to be played before 6. I'm going to play Earth Office now because it'll make Earth cards cheaper in the future, and it's only $1 to pay now, and it stops me from forgetting to play it later. So that's what we're going to do. And I'll play this to get another card. So Development Center. So that's actually a big deal because it's not only a building tag, but if I play Search for Life and Development Center, that'll give me the 4 scientific tags I need, because I'm already at 2, I just checked, to get Quantum. And that's pretty cool. And then once I have Quantum, that'll give me 4 more energy production, and then I can build that that card that gives me 3 TR and the plant income. And then there's AI Central, very good. Indentured Workers will help us get these cards out a little bit more quickly. I think that the best way of approaching this is to maybe focus on income for 1 more turn. It looks like we're going to get pretty good. I'm just going to play this card to make Strip Mine cheaper, because I think putting off playing Strip Mine would be a mistake. So that's nice. Eats up a lot of our energy, which is fine. But as long as I have 1 energy production, I can play Development Center, which is spend 1 energy. I need the energy production not for this turn, but next turn I'll have an energy in the tank to buy 1 card for 1 energy. And there's Earth Catapult. So now our run is becoming quite powerful. There's a lot of really good stuff going on. The only problem for us is that so much of our wealth is locked to metals, right? Earth Catapult, amazing card. It's $2 off of everything going forward. Every single card you were to play. However, and we're going to be drawing lots of cards. However, it costs 20 actual dollars, not something I can make cheaper with metal. So it's a little bit tricky. Imported nitrogen is a hard maybe. It has a TR on it, so there's probably value in grabbing it, but it's just going to put off some of my placements again. So now I can play AI Central. I have a ton of steel, so it's almost free. Oh, what I should have done, and I always say this, you should always buy or get the cards first, because you never know. You might get a card that makes you want to play things in a different order. In this case, everything worked out the same. I now have 4 science tags. Why can't I play you? Oh, I'm $1 shy. Well, I guess I have to sell something. I don't have to, but I really would like to. And I think the card that's going to be sold is either this science tag or towing a comet or windmills. Windmills is fine. It has a point on it and it uses our steel, so I'm actually going to sell Search for Life, which could come back to bite us if we do end up needing a science tag to unlock another card in the future, but that's how it is. I could overpay for this. I don't know if that's required. If I overpay, I'll have 12 heat next turn. Well, I have 11 now. Get me to 13. I wouldn't have enough for a heat bump next turn, so I'm not going to worry about getting 2 heat for basically $2. Because I would have overspent in titanium and lost $2 of that metal value. Oceans. We're struggling to get oceans down. Both of these cards require oceans, but this card gets me more cards. Arguably. This might be a good time to do nothing, because as much as this is great, you get 2 cards for pretty cheap. It's a space event that can synergize with other things. If I don't buy any cards, I can afford Earth Catapult and then just make this turn very cheap. So these are good cards, don't get me wrong, but I am just going to get that catapult going. I'll argue, oh, I guess I again, I should have drawn cards first, because you never know what you might get. It might change your decision-making process. So we're still struggling to get enough energy, it would seem. Because there are things I want to play, but I just can't. I think what I'll do is I'll play Towing a Comet. This is a pretty good card. We'll put it here for these 2 plants. And because now, when I play Noctis City, it's going to be placed, it has to be placed in the reserve spot, which is right here, Noctis City, as you can see, and that'll give me money back because it's adjacent. And I'll overspend by $1 to get heat income now. Maybe I forgot to count. So this is going to get us to 15. So we are going to be 1 heat short, which is really too bad. And then I'll buy Building Industries, and that'll get us up to 11 steel income. I mean, it's amazing that we've gotten this far, and we're actually spending our metals. Like, don't get me wrong, it's very common when you play Mining Guild that you just do not get cards that require steel. We've been very fortunate this game. So we need energy. Honestly, I'll lose points. We need energy so bad. And all of these cards are good for us. And we're at the point now where I think we just need to be... I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, because I'm like, we want to aggressively attack, like, get cards. Because we have discounts. And that's good. But also, I need to actually start playing the cards, and we gotta move this ship along. So we just got, I think we're up to like -6 on space cards. I have this one here, which is -6 from space, and then minus another 3 because it has the Earth tag from that Earth office we played earlier. So we'll steal an energy production, which costs $1 and stuff, but now we can play Radchem and just give up that energy production, still staying at 4. The problem is that, like, let's say I played Magnetic Field Generator, I wouldn't have enough energy being produced to still be getting my card, and I really do value that card draw more than a little bit of income in those ways. So what I want to do now is I want to play Flooding, and if I get 2 plants from it, I can play a greenery. And as long as I play a greenery in a way that gets me a plant back, I can play moss. So I might go here. Again, cities adjacent to greeneries give an additional point at the end of the game. The greenery themselves gives a point. Good stuff. So now I have a plant left over. I can play moss. And now that we have the 4 oceans down, I can, bam. We're up to 6 energy income, which is nice. And we want to just keep this moving. We're spending our resources. Usually, again, that's the biggest downfall for Mining Guild, is that you get all this metal and you let it pool up to like hundreds of dollars worth of steel and you never get it. Like, you never get to the benefits of it. Here, we're constantly swimming in big building tags, which is nice. Sponsors, we could spend $4 total to play it, 3 to buy the card, 1 to play it, so $4. And we still have 1, 2, 3, 4 productions. So we spend $4, we get 8 back. Okay, that's fine. Trees is probably going to become relevant sooner rather than later, especially if I did lava flows and stuff. Let's not screw up this time and draw our cards. We have 2 heat bumps in our bank. If I played lava flows, I could get more. Comet, Noctis Farming, Callisto. It's all good. I actually think I want to play lava flows here, and let's just grab this steel and $2 back. I want to move the heat. Is what I want to do. I want to do a couple of heat clicks here. Capital takes 2 energy, so now I'm cautious on spending all my energy, but I think this is fine. Now I'm ready to do this click. We'll have to find even more energy to keep playing the cards that we've been enjoying, but sure, we can make it work. The Comet, we actually have enough to play the Comet, so let's do that. The Capital, by the way, gets a point for every greenery beside it, like a normal city, and a point for every ocean beside it. I'm not sure if I said that clearly out loud when we got the card. But basically, we want to put it right here because there'll be 3 oceans to make money back on, because when you place a tile, you get the money back because it's adjacent to oceans. And then on top of that, there's a neutral greenery that the city will also score a point from. When you play greeneries, you may have noticed when I played one earlier, you can only place them adjacent to a tile you've already placed. It only applies to greeneries. So when I play the city over here, I'll also be able to place greeneries if I want to go scoop up those resources from the board. Again, I'm just astounded with how well we've been able to take 12 steel every turn and throw it back out into the world and spend it. This has been crazy. I mean, we're really ahead of schedule here for Gen 9, I think, I would argue. It's almost worth grabbing Industrial Center sometimes just to place it adjacent to something. Like, it would give me the placement here for this card, for instance, for pretty cheap. But I don't think we need that. SF Memorial is just a point, and it gets me a card, but it uses my steel, so we want it. Shuttles is even more discounts. I'm arguably interested in GHG production, but with 12 heat income, I don't think we need the extra microbes to try and bump the heat. Plus, who knows? Maybe we'll just draw a card right now, and we'll be even more thrilled. We can still play Natural Preserve. We should do that now. I think I'm interested in playing Natural Preserve for a card. Well, it's a placement. It's a placement, but no. Even though I could get a steel income, I think 12 is more than enough. Energy. That's awesome for us. I should actually consider overpaying for cards, and what I mean by that is I spent $1 on the differential there. Had I paid using all steel, I would have overspent $1 worth of steel, but that would have been fine. I would have overspent $1 worth of steel, but it would have been fine because I have so much steel, it's unlikely I'll even spend all of it. Though right now I do have the capital in hand, so I do have some expenses coming down the line that will use steel. We'll pay shuttles. We got some energy this round, so it doesn't hurt me too close or too deeply to hurt to play that. Yeah, we'll overspend on SF Memorial. How about that? There we go. Soletta, way too late for that type of investment. We've definitely, early on, playing cards that give you incomes is very powerful, but as you get later and later to the game, like Soletta is $27 to get 7 heat 3 times, so it's 21 heat. That's 2 heat bumps and a half, right? I could buy those for $14 a pop. So for about $28, I get 2 heat bumps. This one gives me a half extra, but I have to wait for it. I don't know. It's hard because I have, how much is this off? Geez, $8 off. It does give me a half heat bump of benefit that I'm considering. But I could also just make more money, right? If I played Callisto instead, I could just buy those heat bumps. But now that I've done the math on it, I'm like, it actually makes sense to get the extra half of a heat bump. I don't know, we're producing 3 more times. So that's like, this is 12 heat production is a bump and a half, right? So 3 more productions is, say, 6 bumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus the freebie. We don't need any more heat production. We don't even, I don't think, need to lose 2 points. So what are we going to do instead? I think we just do the plantation. And I'm going to do it for a card. As much as scooping up plants seems cool and stuff. There we go. Terraforming Ganymede. So this is a very particularly strong card for 63 TR. You get a TR for every Jovian that you've played. We have played a whopping none Jovians, but if I play Callisto Penal Mines for pretty cheap, not only does it have 2 points on it, but now if I play this, it'll give 1 TR for itself and 1 TR for that, so it's 2 TR now for 25. Plus there's 2 points on it. So even though I have next to no Jovians, $25 for 4 points is pretty good. All right, now our steel is starting to pile in. Again, we have capital city, so we have a steel expense coming, but definitely would be nice to get more stuff. So caretaker contract is actually very appealing right now. And you might ask why. It's a way of converting 8 heat into a TR instead of pumping the metric. But what's good about that is that heat is the cheapest TR to buy. Plus I have a card that would give me 2 of it. So I can now use my heat to give me additional TRs that will get me closer to 63. Because I can max out all the metrics, but you still need to get so much TR beyond that to get to 63. I forget what it is. I think it's like 7. So if I can get 2 from this, plus a couple TR I got from the cards I played earlier, that's really strong. Space Hotels, I'd be spending $4. You know what? It's actually crazy to buy it, like with only 2 productions left. But it cost me $3 for the card, $1 to play it, because I have $11 off. And it'll produce 4, so it'll pay itself off in the first round, and then we'll make 4. We'll make $4 of profit the next round. And the opportunity cost, like it doesn't hurt me at all, really, to pick up the card. And I honestly should have waited, because there is a chance I'm going to draw a card that will make it even cheaper. But that didn't happen. Instead, we got a mineral deposit, which allows us to get even more steel. Not exactly what I would consider critical for us right now. In fact, what's critical for us right now is getting some frickin' oceans. Or maybe just more cities. Or maybe more greeneries. I don't know. There's a lot of things we kind of want / need. I want a nuke. I just don't know where. Because I can't grab cards anymore. I think I'm going to nuke here. These are 2 plants that otherwise I don't think I'm going to be expanding to. So that allows us to now heat the planet, which gets us a free ocean. Very cool game. Very cool indeed. That lets me play caretaker contract. And now, using that button, I use the 8 heat to get a TR a different way. Now, I'm going to standard project, as much as I hate it, to buy an ocean here, because that maximizes how much I can get back for placing the capital. And then we're going to jump in and place the capital here. Uses 12 of our 18 steel, and it's going to use like 2 of our remaining energy. And I need 1 just to be able to get my free card, but that allows us to get an oxygen bump and then another oxygen bump. Don't mind if I do, because that gives us the free heat bump. Lots of great stuff just knocking into itself here. I'll get an energy production from that card. We'll get a point and a money production here. These are just good cards to play. Heather gives us a plant now and a plant production. Trees gives us a plant now and 3 plant production. So like that's insanely good. And then, yeah, the rest of this is just fine. Imported nitrogen is fine, but what you really want is a 1-point animal because it gives you 2 animals. It also gives you 3 microbes, so if you get points on microbes, that's powerful as well. So we're just holding off on these. They don't really give us as much as we want right now. Mangrove is good, though. Once we're at +4, we get another free ocean where an ocean tile would normally go. A free greenery where an ocean tile would normally go. So I don't think it's going to be adjacent to any of our cities, but that's fine. We should be fine. Like, we could basically win this game a generation early with some good card draw, which is a pretty good sign. And here we got a points per Jovian card, which is fantastic. And we're just drawing from the deck aggressively quickly because of our 3 card draw. So this is going really well. We'll turn one of our heats into would-be heat bumps into a TR. We'll actually heat the planet. And let's look at what we drew. So we drew another points per Jovian. There's only 4 of these cards in the whole deck, and we have 3 of them. Points per Jovian, and this one I consider a points per Jovian because it's a TR per Jovian. A TR is a point and then some. So that's all fan-freaking-tastic. We have enough things that you require steel that I am going to play the mineral deposit. And I'm going to start playing those out because I want this energy production. That's great. I want... What is this building tag? A mine? Actually, I don't need the mine. What am I talking about? I don't need that steel. I wasted some money. I wish I had more titanium. Titanium is a little bit more versatile for sure. Well, I think I just want to start playing out some cards then. So we'll do a mangrove here. That'll get us 2 plants. And the reason I did that is so I can go grab 2 plants here. Very good. And that allows me to play get up to enough to get here. I guess I should have gone here because this one also would have given me $2. So that's all tickety-boo fancy stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's currently 5 cities in place, so this would give us 1 point, but if I put 1 more city, which I will do here, it'll be worth more than that. So fine, but there. So I'm not sure I want to play, like, what was it, $20-something for 2 points? $20. Yeah, because I have -11 on it. Quite crazy. We're going to overspend in steel here. This gives you an income for every 2 building tags you had, so it just gave us 11. I could have maybe min-maxed with this to get another $1 income. I probably should have, actually, but it's hard to say. So I'm actually going to play water imports from Europe. I usually wait to the end of the game to play this card because I mostly play it for the points, but we're 2 oceans short, and it gives me the ability to buy oceans for $12, and you can actually use your titanium on it as well. So I'll go up here and get a card with it. Bad card, but good intentions, you know. How confident am I that we are going to win this game with enough TR? Like, pretty much 99%, right? Because what I'm thinking is I might play asteroid mining. It gives us 2 points, and it'll give us another bunch of points because I have 2 points per Jovian and the TR per Jovian. But it's going to lose us a lot of money to play it because we're only going to make 2 titanium 1 time with it. But I think that's more than worth it for like 5 or 6 points. Yep. So if we next generation get 1 TR from our plants, if we get 1 TR from our heat, and we get 1 TR from our ocean, that gets us up to 60. And just playing that 1 card from hand, Terraforming Ganymede, gets us beyond 63 to win the game. Though it is nice to max out all the metrics. And right now I haven't actually maxed out all the metrics. So, you know. Ah, too bad. Lake Marineris is a very powerful card. I might still play it. I don't know. I can buy a $12 Ocean for 1 point, for 1 TR. Or I can buy Lake Marineris and get 1 Ocean for 19. So for $7 more and 2 points. I think that getting 2 points for $7, which is the margin, is a fantastic choice here. So we'll do draw 2 cards and draw a card, and we'll see what we get. An oxygen bump, not bad actually, and a TR here as well. So first we spend our steel because that's what we have it for, so that gets us a point. We are going to buy this heat bump with heat, even though I have heat bumps left, just because I can always buy those for 14. Buying a heat bump straight up costs more than that, or a TR straight up costs more than that. We'll grab this ocean spot here. Part of me, like, I can buy a 3-point city here, but if I put my greenery down here, this becomes a 3-point city. I just don't know how much I'm going to be buying cities. If I had gotten this card a turn sooner, it would have been interesting. I can buy this bad boy, though. We're using my steel, so as far as I'm concerned, it's free. And that allows us to spend 3 of our energy, which we're not using for anything else, to get 1 more oxygen bump. Very powerful, for sure. And yeah, because I have no more Jovians to play and no more ways to get a card draw, I am going to go ahead and play my points per Jovian now. So look at this, points on cards and our TR. We're up to 65 TR and then 32 points on cards. It's getting a little bit amazing here, to be honest. Nitrate producing bacteria. It's a point for $9. If I had just gotten it a turn sooner, but that's fine. A point for $9. You know what? Now I'm kind of regretting it because I still can buy 2 cities. But still, I want to buy a city. I just don't know where. Like, here seems good because then you put your greenery there. But if you just go here for 3 points, I think it's technically better, or like at least the same. So you do that. You already have the 3 adjacencies. You go here. I mean, it sucks not to be using this pocket because it's $6 back, but sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. So this is a point and then another greenery worth of plants, which is definitely really good. Put that beside my city. Very good, very good. And then this is 2 points for $20. I think that is the best points per value. It sucks that I haven't actually put the heat up all the way, but buying a single heat bump is not good. It's not what I'm interested in. We would have had the heat up all the way had I not bought the caretaker contract, but you know, come on, man. I didn't know I was gonna then I didn't know. Leave me alone. I think immigration shuttles is interesting here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, it's for every 3, so it's 2 points. Fine. Plus we have 36 income, and that's like a lot. I know that we can't use it, so it doesn't actually matter in any way whatsoever, but it's interesting. And then we put our last greenery. You get the bonus greenery phase at the end of the game. So point for every greenery, point for every city that's adjacent to greeneries. 69 TR, 11, 14, 34 points on cards. And there you go. It's that easy. I just have to explain my thought process, and everybody understands how you score massive points. You go, load into the game, and just think it through, and you'll get 130 points as well. It's just that easy. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, if you are just learning how to play, let me know, and I'll keep doing a little bit more slower, more methodical videos. And if you're like, hey man, I want you to just rip through these games, I can go fast as well. See you next time. Ciao for now.